On this week's show, a new row patent being released.
Plus, new Tread content from Alex Toussaint and the return of Tread Bootcamps with Becs Gentry and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 125 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I am John Pruitt, joined as always by my co-host, Amanda Siegel. Hey now, Amanda.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good. What's new with you? How you feeling?
So I feel good. I feel really good. Thank goodness. And just trying to get back into it. You know, it's hard. It's hard when you've been off for so long. Getting back into it definitely is it's the struggle bus. But getting some walks in. Still not great on the bike. So I've kind of put that to bed for a little bit. But thank goodness. Otherwise, I feel great. I have to say. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there slowly but surely. Every niggle or something, you get nervous and you think, oh God, is this going to do it? Or, but no, I just have to take it, slow and we'll get there. But enjoying some time down in Florida and, just keeping busy.
Enjoying that Florida humidity.
Not yet. It's definitely been actually kind of cool. I have to say yesterday and the last few days have been kind of cool. The weather hasn't been great, actually, to be honest with you. And Florida's going to experience, it's funny because Maddie had spoken about it in his walk and talk. There's this horrible dense seaweed that's coming into play called sargassum. And Maddie spoke about it on a walk and talk about a couple of weeks ago, but it really is happening where we're getting this awful seaweed that's coming to the south, the south of Florida. And it's not so great to be.
Is that the same seaweed that comes to Mexico from April to October that washes from, I think it comes from Honduras or Guatemala
I don't know if it's the same, but all I know is that it's not nice. And they say that it can be kind of toxic and it's not that bad yet, but it's definitely not pleasant. So, just keeping busy and hopefully getting to be back in full force sooner rather than later. So I'm just taking it one day at a time. How about you? All good with you?
Yeah, things good with you. Just parenthood and the struggles that go with that with the 10-year-old. But
sassy, right?
Nothing I can't handle.
He's at that sassy stage. That's the age where they think they know everything, right?
It's that struggle with screen time and watching YouTube shorts lately. Jackson's all been all about YouTube shorts, so that's been it's like a drug. Once you give them a little bit, they don't want to give it up. They don't want to, you try to take it away, then the attitude kicks in. And it's just otherwise
all right. Well, good. Well, we don't have much to share with you guys today. There's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But before we get started with the news, we always like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button so that you never miss an episode.
Yep, and you can always listen to us. We're on all traditional podcast platforms. Just look for Pelo Buddy TV and be sure to subscribe and also ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an episode or an update. And please leave us a review because we love to read some of those 5-star reviews that we get from you that are so nice and thoughtful. And we also appreciate the suggestions on how we can improve the show, add additional content like the picks of the week, which started out as just you and I, Amanda, sharing our picks of the week, but has now evolved into member submissions from all of you. So keep those coming. We do greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, and I will add, Chris Giles, our producer, has been doing an incredible job with the graphics. So I know for some people it's just easier to take us, in a podcast and get to listen to us. But there is some value in taking the time to watch us on YouTube, and especially with these shows being a little shorter lately. Definitely an amazing job he's been doing. So I would encourage you guys to watch every now and again. And of course, folks, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just search Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. Now, John, let's get on with the show.
All right.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, with the Row having been in members' homes now for the past 6 months, everyone's waiting to see what else they can offer with it. Our trusty resource, Bob Tremore, has shared that the patent application for the Peloton Row that was published this past week hints at future gaming and augmented reality. It also showed the Row a handle with Bluetooth buttons on it. So the question is, John, where did the advanced Row handle go? Peloton has so far only rolled out gaming to the Peloton bike with the Lane Break video game. However, one could see them porting Lane Break to both the Tread and the Row. In addition, Peloton has said that they are working on different video game modes as well. And they continue to hire new employees with experience in gaming. So definitely something that we imagine will come to a theater near you or a Peloton piece of hardware near you. Another item that images and text from the patent application confirm is that Peloton was considering and or testing having buttons on the handle of the Row for controlling various aspects of the rower. We've seen that the patent says, for example, the user interface can present live or recorded classes, video tutorials of activities, online or interactive games, augmented reality environment, leaderboards, and other competitive or interactive features. So, so definitely something that could potentially be out there for the future. Who knows? Maybe it's an easy swap if they do end up coming out with a new handlebar. It'll be a question of just being able to swap that out if you want to upgrade your Row, and not have to get a whole, brand new Row. So definitely look out for that. But we always know that Bob Tremore, he first reported this back in September of 2022, and waiting for the Row, in anticipation for the Row to be released. So we're just kind of waiting with bated breath to see if there's anything else that comes out of it.
Bob Tremore spends a lot of time on that patent that patent website, scouring PTON submissions. I'm looking at it, and it would really be nice to have some sort of buttons, because rowing on the Peloton Row, it's not easy to tap the screen when you're going. You have to take your hand off of one side, and literally you have to slow down. You can't just keep evenly. Your stroke is just totally thrown off by hitting a high five or opening up one of your stats or something on the screen. So it would be really nice. And I'm really curious if that handle, if it's hardwired through the strap, or if it would just be a Bluetooth thing. Like you said, hopefully if it was something you could easily upgrade on existing equipment, if it's something as easy as simply as popping that off the strap and then connecting it via Bluetooth, that would be
That would be amazing.
way to upgrade. Yeah, hopefully you don't need a whole new piece of equipment in order just to get the handle with the buttons on it. But yeah, it would definitely be nice, especially just scrolling the leaderboard or sending or returning a high five. It's just, I barely do it when I'm up.
I was going to say, the high five king. Yeah. You just can't get those high fives in, and your
No.
swarm of followers will, I'm sure, get very frustrated that they don't get a Kenny Bania high five when they're on the road.
No, they're not losing any sleep.
You never know.
Yeah. That's
next.
Shifting gears a little bit to the Tread. We've got some updates. So we got some Alex outdoor runs coming, as well as some walks from him. And Tread Bootcamps with Becs Gentry. So Becs recently posted in her IG stories last week, there it is right there, the trusty graphics showing. She posted saying that Tread Bootcamps are on the way and that she hasn't taught them forever. So be on the lookout for maybe some on-demand content dropping or possibly being in the live schedule rotation for Tread Bootcamps. But Alex also last week posted in his IG stories that he was recording some outdoor run content, which he has not yet to do since he joined the Tread team, in addition to teaching on the bike. So that would be a first for him, but he was on the Tread in the showroom studio where they record the audio content for, walks and runs. He wasn't in the traditional studio, kind of almost looks like a closet area.
Yeah.
But he also commented, interestingly enough, he commented on a recent Pelo Buddy Facebook post that he'll be doing Tread walks pretty soon. So also be on the lookout for that as well.
Yeah, I kind of loved that. It was actually a friend of mine that had asked, Marcy Hirsch had asked the question, and he responded. And I said to her, oh my goodness, Marcy, he responded to your comment. He goes, do you think that was him that really responded? I said, I imagine so. I would imagine so. So shout out to Marcy for asking the question. But it would be fun to have him, out there for walks, because we don't have any audio, I don't believe, with Alex as far as walks go. So that would be fun to see.
No, and it would be nice too, because I don't really get the opportunity to take stuff with him on the Tread very often. He has a very limited Tread schedule, and when he does teach a live run, it's always in the evening on a Wednesday or Tuesday night, I want to say, which I never work out that late, especially on the Tread. So it would be nice if he added some additional stuff on the Tread, maybe in the morning, or the weekdays in the morning.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, are you one of the very frustrated members that is dying to get into PSNY, but can't seem to get a coveted spot? Well, you may be in luck. Peloton are offering first-timers an opportunity to book a spot in the studio. Select members have received an email inviting them to a cycling class on Friday, April 28th, at 5 p.m. with Toussaint. It is not listed on the studio booking site, so this is definitely something that only those first-timers are getting access to. The class will be followed by an informal social event. The email stated, "What's up, Peloton? We're calling on members who've never had the chance to experience a class live in studio before. Join us for a night of fun and good workouts, followed by a small first-timers Friday happy hour mixer with light, non-alcoholic refreshments, and a chance to interact with fellow members." There is a special link that is being offered in the email that was sent out to those folks that were lucky enough to get the invite. And folks are reminded that you do have to purchase that credit. The classes are not free. It will cost you that $35 credit. So it was suggested that you purchase your credit and then go in and book the class. So an opportunity to get to hang with Toussaint and finally get a spot in the studio.
Nice. And an added bonus, we won't see all the usuals, the regular jabronis in the front row that we always see.
Exactly.
Living at the studio every weekend. Exactly. I kid. Well, while we're on the subject of invitations, some invite-only Spanish classes are going to be held and at PSNY that are in the works for April 2023. So Peloton has been inviting some members who speak Spanish or who perhaps frequently take the Spanish language classes on the platform to PSNY for some upcoming live classes in Spanish with Mariana, with Rad, and Camilla. And have a lot of members have reported receiving an invite to Rad's strength class, which is going to be on April 29th, yoga class with Mariana Fernandez on the 29th as well, and a cycling class with Camilla Ramon on April 30th. All three classes are going to be taught entirely in Spanish and are not available to book via the Peloton Studio booking site, along alongside other classes throughout the weekend. So meaning that members can only sign up for the class if they receive that email invitation. But that's kind of nice that they're putting out, pulling in some other folks into the studio that might necessarily not have had a chance to get a class booked, and now also on the Spanish only content.
Love it. Yeah, kind of like they were doing in the UK with the German, German weekends and having these German weekends. It's nice for the Spanish speaking folks to be able to get to do something like that too. So that's awesome. All right, switching gears completely. We shared with you last week about Emma Lovewell and her book, Live, Love, Learn Well. She is actually now also hosting a book signing of her new book at PSNY. That's going to be on Sunday, May 7th from 3 to 5 p.m. Again, specific members were sent an email invite to the event to register if they were interested in attending. So the event will take place on the plaza level and will be casual. Emma will chat to members and the conversation will be moderated by Addie Love. So members will have an opportunity to do photos with Emma, and they will in fact also receive a signed copy of her book. So this event follows the inaugural launch that we spoke about last week of her book. That is going to be on May 1st at Town Hall NYC. And that's being moderated by Cody Rigsby. And I am excited. I'll talk about it next week, but I am excited because I am going. So I will be there on the 1st. And curious to see. I'm curious to see.
A lot of open seats still left. So
I've heard.
Still get in there.
I know.
I was just curious because that's a big, it's a big venue. And it looks like there's probably like half of the seats still open. Little pricey.
It was
for a book
definitely
event. A little surprising.
Yeah. It was $112 for kind of orchestra and the lounge level, and then $50 for $44 if you did balcony. You know what? I was invited. My good friend Tracy McCann, Atomic Blonde 1, was going, and she said, hey, you want to come with me, Amanda? And I'm like, you know what? Why not? So I am going to come up to New York for the event. I know that Melissa Ferrara, Moms of Peloton, is hosting a happy hour at the bar.
Yeah, across the street, right? Yeah.
So so we'll be there beforehand, and going to make it just a fun thing. Since I am not one of those select invitees to any of these events, you got to kind of just make it yourself, right?
Right.
So I'm making it myself. But so for those of you that may have been invited to the one at the studio, I think that's going to be a little bit intimate. Not sure if I'll even have the opportunity to see Emma or meet Emma at the, big book launch. But that'll be fun for those that are able to go to the studio to do that. So definitely do it. It's on a Sunday, and
Are y'all in the orchestra? Are you in the splash zone? Whereabouts?
We are in the splash zone. Yeah, my friend Tracy is
She shelled out for the good seats.
She's a seat snob, so I got lucky there. So we are in, like right at the front. So it's kind of cool. It'll be cool.
Nice. All right. Sounds good. All right, so we've got some Eid al-Fitr classes that are coming up. That came and went this past Thursday. Eid al-Fitr is Arabic for Festival of Breaking Fast, and it marks the end of Ramadan, which is the Muslim holy month of fasting. So there were some classes that were released on Thursday morning, all on demand. There's no badge that comes with them, unfortunately, but there are two classes with Jocelyn that you can take, a 20-minute walk and a 10-minute full-body stretch. And the third one is a 15-minute full-body stretch from Asal, which is in German.
Yeah, they also released some new Earth Day classes in celebration of Earth Day. Those classes dropped on demand on Saturday, the 21st. There was a 15-minute outdoor walk with Susie, meditation with Kira Michelle. There was a 30-minute walk with Mila Wiedekant in German, and a 10-minute meditation with Nico, also in German. So, yeah, some, drops that were just this past week.
Very nice. Well, for anyone that uses Strava, you might have been or might be experiencing an issue currently if you're using it with the Peloton app. So the bug is currently only those for members that are on the Peloton app using Strava, possibly the guide as well. For workouts completed on a hardware device, such as the Bike Tread or Row, all the stats, everything is showing up as normal, as expected for users that connect Strava. But the issue first began happening a few days ago, and Peloton has acknowledged an issue, as well as Strava support. But a user on the Peloton subreddit reported getting this message from Strava about the problem. And they said, we're investigating this issue. We've also reached out to Peloton as this issue is related to an epoch date time issue on their end. So they're putting the blame on Peloton. The way Peloton is formatting the date timestamps in their file is causing the date to revert to January 1st, 1970. So this means when your workout is completed, you will not see it at the top of your feed in Strava or in your most recently completed workouts. However, if you do go to the full list of activities, which you can find directly on Strava, which we have linked in this article on pelobuddy.com, you can sort by oldest workouts first, and then you'll see it pop up because of that date formatting issue from 1970. So I don't use Strava, but I haven't really heard much about this. But at least it's just limited to app users.
All right. All right. Well, are you still on the fence about purchasing a bike? Peloton have now added a financing option for the refurbished bikes, also known as certified pre-owned bikes. An email was sent out announcing the addition as the most cost-effective way to own a bike. The refurbished bikes now appear on the Peloton financing page as one of the options. The cost for the original bike is $1,145, which is $300 less than a brand new bike, and $1,995 for the Bike Plus, so a $500 difference to purchasing it new. So if you are still on the fence and would like to go for it, that's another option of saving a little bit of money and getting one of the refurbished bikes.
All right, what are you waiting for? Well, Mother's Day is just around the corner, and we just recently had a Mother's Day apparel release. A few different items. There's a matching floral top, bra top, and leggings. You'll see there a couple pictures of Jen Sherman and her daughter Carly Girl. And also there's a Peloton Mom tank top and pink mesh capris. But what I really love about this, because I love Jen Sherman, my number one instructor, Peloton Apparel posted a really sweet reel with Jen and her daughter Carly. And the title of it was Most Likely to Game Mother versus Daughter Edition. And so there was a bunch of questions where they had to point to either or themselves or the other for each one. So like they started out with who watches more TV, and that one they were split on. They pointed to each other. And then eats more snacks, that was Carly. Sleeps in late, Carly again. Has more clothes, pointed to Carly for that one. There was listens to more music, which Carly seemed a little reluctant, but then eventually pointed to her mom, and Jen pointed at herself for that one as well. Works out more, it was unanimous. That was Jen. I guess Carly is a big workout person. And then be more organized. Jen raised both her arms up, pointing to herself, as well as Carly agreed with that one. But it was super cute. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, I have to say that was very cute. And she's adorable. She is so adorable. And I do love how, I mean, it's so cool that they thought of doing something like that and actually bringing, because I think last year it may have been Kristen. I think Kristen Ferguson did something with her girls for Mother's Day. So it was kind of cute. Yeah, it was cute to see the two of them. I do have to chuckle though, John. I do love, when I saw you had this one, I was like, yeah, I like hearing John talk about apparel and everything.
I know. I was surprised you gave me a Mother's Day and a story.
Well, it was about Jen Sherman. It was about Jen Sherman. So I knew you'd get a kick out of sharing the Kylie and Jen, two to one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that is pretty much it for the news. So let's go straight into Instructor in the news. And I will kick it off with our friend Alex Toussaint. So we had shared last week that Alex had collaborated with Puma, and the drop happened last Saturday. The collection, now we are more familiar, being a week later, we know exactly what came out of it. And the collection included 12 products, hoodies, sweatpants, tank tops, shorts, sports bras, leggings, and polos. But interestingly enough, there were no shoes. So there is no collab as far as shoes go. It is just apparel. As we know, and I think we mentioned, Alex did appear at a meet and greet event at the Puma flagship store in New York City for the launch, and that was on April the 15th. There was also a private launch party at the store on April the 14th, which was attended by a whole bunch of Peloton instructors. So that was fun to get to see, and we got to see some of them on social media sharing that they had been there. Alex also did an interview with Boardroom, in which he discussed the decision to collaborate with Puma. And he said, and I quote, "It was more than just a line for me. I think Puma is just an innovative company, especially within the space of allowing athletes to create and execute a vision to the best of their ability. So it was a no-brainer for me. I have a lot of things happening behind the scenes, whether it's my foundation or clothing or just general ideas that I execute for my overall brand. Puma's been such a heavy supporter of anything I've wanted to accomplish that leads to a higher purpose. So for me, it was a no-brainer partnering up with Puma to get this done." So well done to Alex. And from what I understand, it was kind of a nice drop. I mean, I did see a couple things. I haven't purchased anything yet, but I did see it was actually quite a cool drop. So good for him.
Yeah, and Olivia's also a Puma.
Yes.
She also has the
ambassador.
Bird.
The ambassador. Yeah, I think she's more with the shoes. I think she maybe collabed on the shoes or something. But I think this is Alex's own apparel line that Puma put their name on.
He's really got, more than just, he's got a whole
bunch of stuff.
Merchandise. Drop. That's great. Well, shifting a little bit to Ash Pryor, rowing instructor Ash Pryor, she was recently inducted into her high school Hall of Fame back in Ohio. She had posted on Instagram that she had flown back to Ohio to be inducted into her high school Hall of Fame on April 14th. She said 81 out of 18,000 alumni are currently inducted, and I am now one of those 81. My HOF nomination was in reference to my academic and career impact. I am so grateful for Mrs. Linnea Wilcox for seeing me and nominating me. She goes on to give some background about this person that nominated her. Mrs. Wilcox is a Peloton member who works at my high school and has the trifecta. She has the tread, the rower, and the bike. She met me on the row. Through Peloton, she's grown to understand my story and grown in her own passion for rowing. And it has been amazing to go through this process with her as a member turned friend. And they showed her speaking at a podium. There was a Hall of Fame ceremony there, which is great. So congrats to her. Congrats to Ash.
Huge congrats. Yeah, that was amazing. Amazing. Well, Robin actually was also inducted into her high school Hall of Fame. You can hear her full speech on her Instagram. She did go ahead and post it. But so that was kind of cool to get to see Robin also being inducted at the same time.
Nice. Yeah. And she's the Philly. She grew up in the Philadelphia area.
Yes.
I assume it was somewhere in Philly around there. And shifting a little bit, Toussaint had a paperback book event recently. So Ross Rayburn posted a picture on Instagram from a Barnes & Noble bookstore with him, Katie Wong, Toussaint, Emma, Selena, Allie, and Marcel, with the caption, "Celebrating my great friend and wildly inspirational colleague, Toussaint, and the paperback release of her New York Times bestseller, Speak." Yeah. And then
I think that, just to interrupt, I think that Ali Love actually was the one who introduced her. I had seen something on Ali's social where she did kind of the introduction of Tunde. And Tunde is looking fire. She wore a beautiful white dress to the to the release party, and she looks incredible. So it was really nice to see her just beaming and so proud of herself. I guess I didn't realize that the books come out in hardcover. I mean, maybe I did realize that come out in hardcover first, and then
that's always usually the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, hardcover comes first, and then paperback usually follows a while after.
But this is like almost a year later, hey? Right.
Yeah.
Because her book was released about this time last year, if I'm not mistaken. So that was kind of cool to see.
And then Tunde was also featured on Nike's Instagram page with a number of other athletes, artists that she was pictured with in some of the photos. But Nike the caption reads, in spring 2023, Nike brought together a collection of powerful, iconic women, including elite athletes, collaborators, Nike trainers, and partners in the world of dance, design, style, and photography, to celebrate the joy, possibility, freedom, and boundless expression that can be found in all forms of movement. And the collection embodies togetherness, strength, and attitude. And she was in there with Megan Thee Stallion, Fang Wang, Paris Goebel, Yoon Abush, Anna Cockrell, with another number of other people all wearing Nike attire and Nike.
Yes. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And lastly, an instructor in the news, Kendall Toole. She was on the cover of Swagger magazine, and I'm going to give a shout out to Amber Barr, Brit and Barrett, who had shared that on her social media. We had not seen that, so that was really cool to see. So Kendall was on the cover of Swagger magazine with an incredible article. The headline reading, Kendall Toole is a force to be reckoned with. From overcoming personal struggles to becoming a world-renowned Peloton instructor, she is breaking barriers and inspiring others to be their absolute best. In the article, Kendall does share her story of how she got started in the fitness world, her unique approach to teaching classes, and her advice for just starting. It's an incredibly raw and very well-written article. She obviously shares her mental health issues and how she's become, a huge voice and advocate for folks with mental health issues and trying to, get them back on the road to, a happier life. And she's done an amazing job with that. She's so vocal about her own struggles as a teenager, and then going into college. So great. It was an awesome article. So yeah, thanks, Amber, for sharing that. It was great. And I guess, John, that is it for the news. I guess we can get right into our picks of the week.
It's the week. All right, and kick it off.
All right, I will kick it off. Let me take a look here. All right, so first up is Jess King. She had a 20-minute house ride. It was from the 13th, 10 a.m., and this one was recommended by Daisy Mack. Daisy said, pyramid climb structure just is back. This ride proved it. So thank you, Monica, for that. Next up, Emma Lovewell. She had a 30-minute 80s ride, also from the 13th at 12 noon Eastern Time. This one was picked by Spin for Spritz and Dev8. They said, fun playlist, Bananarama, The Cure, B-52s, and even the Go-Go's. And she spilled some tea about Instructor Summit as an added bonus. Great ride. All right, and Kira Michelle, she had a 30-minute yoga flow. This was from the 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This one was recommended by Amajah3. They said her beginner flow classes are always great.
All right, next up, we have Robin's 30-minute hit run from the 14th. We got this from AT called Julia. They said, such great energy in this class. And then next, Mariana Fernandez, 15-minute yoga flow from the 15th as well. Received this one from Miller Family 20. They said amazing playlist and flow. And then moving on to Cody's 30-minute pop ride from April 15th. Got this one from Dippin' Dot 22. They said Cody was a whole vibe during this class.
All right. Bradley Rose. He was picked by 5 boys of mine. It was his 30-minute hip-hop ride from the 16th, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Great music, great energy, and a really great ride. And then Becs Gentry's 45-minute classical run. Also from the 16th, it was at 9 a.m. Eastern. This one was recommended by Mandy Rose, Mama Thana, and Working Mom 4. They said perfection in both the playlist and amazing coaching. And one more, Jen Sherman, 45-minute My Mixtape Ride. This one was from the 16th. It was a member ride, 10 a.m. On Sunday. Tammy McCracken had suggested this one and said Jen's Men were in the studio for this one.
Yeah, that's the annual Jen's Men ride. It was fun because, the group of her regulars were all reunited, and it was an all-request playlist from all the people that were in the studio for that one. So there were some great tunes. And she was giving, shout outs to everyone in there for, the song Rex. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Did that one live on Sunday.
I did see that the Jen's Men's shirts and they.
Oh yeah, Town had matching shirt. Even Jen had the matching tank top that she was sporting. Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
And so moving on, Allie's 30-minute feel good ride from the 16th. We got this from Fetch It Gretch. She said, it made me feel good after paying an arm and a leg in taxes on Monday. And then Camilla's 20-minute pop ride, also from the 16th. Got that one from Christina Margarita and Lael on the Pelo. They said it was killer. It was almost like a climb ride hidden as a pop ride. I beat my PR by 4 points, and it was supposed to be a lighter day. And then Logan Aldridge's 20-minute full body strength roll call from the 17th. Got this one from Bonfire 12. They said great full body workout.
Awesome. And then another member crew takeover. This one was Kendall 20-minute pop punk ride. That was from the 17th.
Oh, yeah. Did that one live?
And there were so many folks that had recommended
the Never Knocked Out crew.
The Never Knocked Out crew were front and center. They were singing along much better. I did get to see some stuff on social on that, and it was really cool to see. So active Aaron Manis, Metal Mags, Powered Up Padre, and Katie Has Adventures all recommended this one, and they said the energy was off the charts. The ride turned into a pop punk sing-along. And then for taking it slow, it was Chelsea Jackson Roberts. It was a 2000s pop yoga flow from the 17th. Amajot 3 had recommended this one. Just a fun class with a great playlist. Alex Toussaint, a 30-minute hip-hop ride. This one was also from the 17th. Metal Mags and Maria Cooch had recommended this one. They said, so fun, just a total party, and thank goodness, not a big ass climb.
All right. And moving on to Andy's 10-minute lower body stretch from April 18th. Got this from Eric Rides PPC. They said super efficient stretch. And then Jermaine Johnson's 20-minute upper body strength from the 18th. Got this from the Super GI. They said this class is amazing, solid work plus dance breaks. JJ really programmed this class perfectly, even lateral raise Tabata. And then Callie's 30-minute Disney Bike Bootcamp from the 18th. Well, we received this one from Meg Lackman. They said the playlist pulled on millennial heartstrings.
I didn't actually notice that that was Andy's 10 minutes. So I very rarely work out with Andy, and I walked 4.5 miles this past week, and I did a couple stretches afterwards. My body was really needing it, and I did that 10-minute lower body stretch. And I agree with Eric Rides PPC. It was a really awesome stretch, and he was like kind of serious in it. So
Wow.
I'm glad that somebody actually recommended that. I didn't even think to share that as a pick of the week for myself, but it was very, very good. All right, moving on. Yeah, this one I did do and I loved. It was Anna Greenberg's 10-minute meditation for healing. It was from the 18th at 12:45 p.m. Beaches and Bubbles had picked this as their pick of the week and said it is a great one for anyone struggling through injury, hence me doing it, and other losses to find peace and acceptance with your body. So again, I'm a huge advocate for those meditations, folks, and encourage you to, try all of them. They're amazing. Hannah Frankson's 30-minute 80s ride. That one was from the 19th. It was Amajah 3 who had recommended this one, and they said this was a movie-themed 80s ride, perfect if you enjoy 80s movies. And rounding it off, Christine Durkley, a 30-minute Power Zone endurance ride. That was from the 19th as well. And Mama Fratelli had recommended this one. They said, great playlist with The Cure, In Excess, High Mac Wilpers, The Smiths, and
And I haven't had a chance to do Hannah's 30-minute 80s ride from the 19th. But if you don't have 30 minutes, if you only have 20 minutes from that same date, the 19th, there's a 20-minute 80s ride with Robin that is also movie themed, which I did live. I was going to do Hannah's, but I was just kind of done at that point. And that was a lot of fun too. And they both played one of the same songs, Tina Turner song from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which is really good, but equally just as fun. So I'm looking forward to doing the Hannah one.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, good. All right. Well, John, I guess that wraps it up. It was an efficient show this week, giving you what needs to be given us. Look at us. Look at us. Yeah, folks, again, as always, we always like to thank you for taking the time to, whether you are listening to this on the move, as John says, or you're taking the time to be like Tony and Sue Sinkinson, where you put us up on the screen knowing on the telly and have your Sunday afternoon tea to get to watch us. We always thank you for taking the time to do so. We enjoy giving you what the Peloton world is all about for the week. So, thank you again, as always, for watching us. And I guess, John, that wraps it up. So for me, bye, everybody.
For me in Michigan, appreciate you, as always, tuning in from all over, and we will see you on the leaderboard.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.